All right. I extend my warm welcome to our Chief Executive and the backbone of our institution, Professor K.S. Suresh, in his absence. I welcome our beloved Principal, Dr. Natraju, to this program. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
I also welcome all the faculty members, coordinators, core committee members, non-teaching staff, and students of JSS Law College Autonomous. Last but not the least, I also welcome all the attendees and viewers of this program. I now call upon Pragna SN, student and core committee member of NEETI Forum, to take over. Over to you, Pragna.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everybody. My name is Pragna, and I'll be the host for the inaugural function of the NEETI Forum. I take this opportunity to welcome one and all present over here, His Lordship Justice Kurian Joseph, former judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, Professor K.S. Suresh, Chief Executive JSS Law College, in his absence, Dr. S. Natraju, Principal JSS Law College, lecturers, and my dear friends. Today, we all have gathered here to witness the inaugural function of the NEETI Forum in the auspicious presence of His Lordship Justice Kurian Joseph, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. I would like to call Dr. S. Natraju, Principal JSS Law College, to address the gathering.
Good evening, everybody. At the outset, I express my respectful pranams to Sri Sutturu Guru Parampara and seeking the blessings of His Holiness Jagadguru, Sri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswami Galavaru, the present Pontiff and the President of our JSS Mahavidyapita, Mysore. Respected distinguished guest of the day, Honorable Mr. Justice Kurian Joseph Sir, former Justice of Supreme Court of India, our Chief Executive, Professor K.S. Suresh Sir, our faculty members, and my dear students. Friends, JSS Law College has started in the year 1982. It has completed almost 40 years of its existence. Thousands and thousands of students have been graduated and occupied the good position in all parts of the country. The college is striving for its excellence and by organizing various innovative programs from the day of its inception. The NEETI Forum is one such, and also as a part of our JSS Law College and IQS Internal Quality Assurance Cell wing of the college. We are starting one more forum that is called NEETI Forum. The object of this forum is to serve the students and faculty by efficient and accessible administration of knowledge for all. Today we have fortunate to have Honorable Mr. Justice Kurian Joseph Sir. He is kind enough to accept our invitation, and he is going to inaugurate and shortly he is going to address us. This forum will facilitate the knowledge, and its purpose is everyone should know on the current issues and awareness about all aspects of law. This is a kind of think tank forum, discuss on specific issues and develop ideas, focusing on knowledge exchange initiatives, sharing the knowledge from various intellectuals of the country. I take this opportunity to congratulate our faculty member, Mr. Pranav. He has taken initiation in organizing this program, and also along with the young students to start this NEETI Forum. I hope it will certainly help us in enriching our knowledge and involving the students to express their inherent talents by organizing vivid program. I wish all the best, successful of this forum in ensuring academic excellence, and it brings laurel to the institution. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. I would now request Jhalak Darla, one of the core committee members of the NEETI Forum, to introduce our forum to the gathering.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jhalak Dadla, one of the core committee members of the NEETI Forum. As the place where knowledge is exchanged, it is the mission of the NEETI Forum to serve the participants by efficient and accessible administration of knowledge for all. We would like the forum to operate in a specific and distinct way in the future, which is to say, believe in a service-oriented approach, use cutting-edge technology to increase access and convenience, provide best available access to factual and legal information, also to use strategic planning to develop and maintain the highest possible level of services to the participants. This is a knowledge-based initiative which will increase our ability to most effectively accomplish our mission, which is to ensure the quality of information provided by the forum, to encourage young minds, and to improve service to the participants. While summing up, I would like to thank Professor K.S. Suresh, Chief Executive, JSS Law College, and Dr. Natraju, Principal, JSS Law College, for their considerable support. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the people who have worked tirelessly to witness this day. Pranav Nair sir, the founder, and the core committee members, Pratyush Saxena, Suryadev R, Pragna SN, Ambika Devi D, Navya Shri, Chandana VS, Nikita Susan, and myself, Jhalak Darla. The NEETI Forum, where experience speaks. Thank you.
Thank you, Chalak. I would now request Chandana to introduce His Lordship Justice Kurian Joseph to the audience.
Good evening. I'm Chandana, the co-committee member of the NEETI Forum. The chief guest is a very well-known personality, and of course, introduction is not needed. Yet I am here for a brief introduction. Today's guest is Honorable Mr. Justice Kurian Joseph, a former judge of the Supreme Court of India who is well known for his humane and compassionate approach to law. His Lordship was born on 30th November 1953 and obtained his LLB degree from Kerala Law Academy, University of Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram, and began his legal practice in the year 1979. His Lordship was appointed as the government leader for the government of Kerala in 1987 and was an additional Advocate General of High Court of Kerala for 2 years, representing the government of Kerala. His Lordship was designated as a senior advocate in the year 1996 and in the year 2000 was appointed as a judge of Kerala High Court and served twice as an acting Chief Justice of High Court of Kerala. On 8 February 2010, His Lordship was elevated as a Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh High Court, and on 8 March 2013 was elevated as a Judge of the Supreme Court of India. As a judge of the Supreme Court of India, His Lordship was involved in landmark cases such as constitutional amendment of National Judicial Appointment Commission and in striking down the practice of triple talaq. It is to be noted that His Lordship is one of the 10 judges in the history of the Supreme Court of India to have delivered more than 1,000 judgments. While on bench, he demonstrated his support for speedy delivery of justice by disposing more than 8,700 cases which were pending in the Supreme Court of India. In Kerala High Court, His Lordships had dismissed around 88,000 cases. Hon'ble Lordships was retired on 29 November 2018. Presently, that is post-retirement, His Lordship is focused on using ADR process such as mediation, arbitration, and conciliation to support parties to find suitable and long-lasting solutions. He is routinely being appointed by the Supreme Court and various high courts to act as a mediator and arbitrator. Hon'ble Lordships is also the Board of Trustee of Lisi Medical Institution and the panel of mediators at Singapore International Mediation Center. Thank you. It was a pleasure introducing Honorable Mr. Justice Kurian Joseph.
Thank you, Chandana. May I now request the Chief Guest, His Lordship Justice Kurian Joseph, to inaugurate the NEETI Forum and address the gathering.
Thank you, Prajna, and thank you, Chandana, for the beautiful words of introduction. In Kerala High Court's not actually dismissal, is actually I disposed of 88,000 cases. Makes a lot of difference when you said dismissed and disposed. Yeah. And there was quite a few thousand of cases in Himachal as well. Yeah, let me first of all congratulate Mr. Nadaraju, the principal of this JSS Law College Autonomous, and Mr. Pranav Nair, who has taken this initiative to start this NEETI Forum and who has been instrumental to bring me before you, and all the management and other members of the faculty and students in having thought of such a wonderful initiative. That initiative is to have a NEETI Forum where you propose to have a series of lectures, interactive sessions, interface, and whatnot. All these you are going to have in this NEETI Forum. Before I forget, let me make you give one suggestion. See, please invite the people to have an interface with you, not mere lectures. Lectures, you may hear and forget, and probably you'll reserve it for what you call reference for your research. I can also see Mr. Shyam Patman, who has effectively utilized this lockdown for organizing Zoom meetings on various aspects of law for over 225 now, if my memory goes, statistics goes right. Every day there is one Zoom meeting. Very eminent people have participated, and this humble self also had a couple of occasions to be with Mrs. Shampatman. So, as you said, pursuit of knowledge and sharing of knowledge and best practices is something very great and very important. And as students of law, you must know that you have not come to, you have not come accidentally to learn law. You have chosen law because you want to pursue a legal career. And the best legal career, of course, is a litigative lawyer. Nothing to match that litigative, being a litigative lawyer. But there are other avenues as well as of now. It all depends on your taste and choice, not destiny. Never ever say this is my destiny. There's nothing called destiny for a lawyer. Destiny is what you create. Yes, you can change your destiny. And you have seen people in this audience whom I mentioned, like Sham and so many people who have changed their destiny by deciding themselves. Your discipline will change your, will decide your destiny rather. Yes, your discipline decides your destiny. This has always been my request to young children, youngsters particularly, not only students, but youngsters. If you lead a life that is disciplined in law, and if you lead a disciplined life, you can create destiny for you. You can change the destiny that others are destined for you. People will say, no, he is destined so, he is destined so. No. You are going to decide your destiny. Yes, be masters of your destiny. And how do you do it? By becoming a lawyer and by becoming whatever, by pursuing a career in law. Yes, you can change not only your destiny, you can change the destiny of so many people. You are going to touch the lives of people by changing the destiny, because they all have come to the court with a feeling that, they have been doomed and they have been condemned. Yes, no, there's nothing called doomed and condemned. There is till last minute of your life, you should have a spirit to fight it out, stand up and speak out. You are not only going to change your life, but you are going to affect and effect changes in the lives of others. This is the great role that a lawyer can play, because you are a lawman. You know law, and law orders society. The whole purpose of law is not simply to create a disorder in society, but it is also meant to provide order in society. So it creates an order in society. Without law or without rule of law, there will be rule of anarchy, or there will be rule of somebody or something else. That is not a rule of law, and nothing that is not rule of law is not the rule of life. So have a principle in life that my life will be governed by a rule of law. My rule of life is rule of law. I will never ever take pride in breaking law, but will always take pride in following law and helping others to live a life in accordance with it. That is very important. So as lawmen, let's all take a solemn pledge that as we all learn law in my life and in my attitudes, approaches, and in my all activities, this rule of law will be there. There will not be any rule of thumb. I will be a disciplined person, disciplined in law. And let me touch one simple aspect of how you become disciplined in life. Because you become refined persons. How do you become refined? You become refined when you take and decide to lead a life what do you call, a life which is permeated by the constitutional values of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Let me touch on two aspects, just two aspects of equality and dignity. We have a constitution which in its preamble says, we have three, we are taken from the French Revolution. That is justice, liberty, and equality. These are the three slogans of the French Revolution. Yes, this constitution has secured to ourselves, we have secured to ourselves this justice, liberty, and equality. And also it says a fourth one, that is not a right, that's a duty. And that duty is the fraternity. And that fraternity duty is actually described by saying assuring the dignity of the individual. How do you ensure dignity of individual? I got a lot of girls I can see as members of the faculty, also maybe faculty, yes, I can see Dr. Vanisri also, yes, members of the faculty and also the students as well. Well, do you feel that you have, do you really enjoy the equality along with men, as men enjoy? Do you have the same equality? I'll put you to one test. Will you walk in the streets of any city at 9 o'clock alone? If you walk alone, people will say something wrong, or some as a bad motive, or you will be looked as somebody, as you will be a prey, you will be a victim after some time. But if I walk, or if your friend, Mr. Pratyush, walks, or Jalak walks, Pratyush, or yes, Manav, or somebody else, they walk even at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or 11 o'clock also alone. Nobody has any problem. So what is the difference? Merely because you are a girl, or you belong to that group called women. What's the difference? What is the special that thing that you don't have this dignity of being equal as men? Why are you always chosen as objects of commercial advertisements, not men? Even for the undergarments of men, it's your half-nude picture that is being projected. Does it not affect your dignity? Yes, wherever you are sought to be the instruments or objects of commercial exploitation of man's sensibilities, it is your dignity that is affected. There's no point in saying constitutional morality, dignity, etc., etc. The moment you treat a person on the basis of caste, on the basis of color, on the basis of gender, on the basis of language, on the basis of health, on the basis of wealth, on the basis of such discriminating classifications, then you are not a lawman. So I always say, even if you are now around 60 people listening to me, if you, the 60 people, take a decision, solemn pledge in your life that I will treat all women whom I meet with the dignity. There is a fundamental duty. Denounce practices which are derogatory to women. The most derogatory practice is not granting her equal dignity as men. The moment you see a woman, the moment you see a girl, whatever it is, yes, you forget that he or she is also a person with equal dignity. There's no point in hanging 4 people, 5 people, 10 people for rape and murder. It's not going to stop. Did it stop? Did it stop in India? Did it stop in Delhi? Did it stop anywhere in the country? It's not going to stop. It's not hanging. Maybe it serves some deterrence, but I don't think that any deterrence was served. Better deterrence would have served had they been had they continued in jail, because that would have been a living lesson. Now this is a lesson that is executed and gone. Who remembers that incident? They are all gone. Other Nirbhayas have come. New Nirbhayas are coming every day. You open up the newspaper page, third or fourth page every day. How many incidents that you read of harassment, rape, murder, harassment of the exploitation of children, so many things. See, it's the mindset that has to change. And how does this mindset get changed? Mindset will get changed only if you people, at least 60 of you in your surroundings, take a decision that I will not discriminate a person on the basis of caste. Caste is one issue. Everyone is born equal. Maybe this caste, there's nothing called upper caste or lower caste or middle caste. There's only one caste, that is human being. Believe in that caste of being a human being. Never ever discriminate a person on the basis of caste or creed. Second is creed. Always discriminating people on the basis of religion. That's also a big discrimination. So all these aspects go into the mindset of people in treating somebody as, with low dignity, lesser dignity. So dignity of a person is that, you take a pledge 12 years in the school, no? India is my country, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. Why don't men treat you as your sister at 11 o'clock in the night on the street if you walk alone? Does he remember that you are his sister? Then you become his object of consumption, nothing else. No sisterhood or no brotherhood. It comes even from your friends. At that moment, nothing goes into his head. What goes into his head is that he got a prey. So why? Because that man is not able to conceive that woman has the same dignity. Our constitution says that we believe in a fraternity which assures the dignity of the individual, and that dignity is based on the equality, concept of equality. Equal dignity makes no difference because you are a woman. Equal dignity makes no difference because you are this caste or that caste. Unless these discriminations go out of your mind, there's no point in saying that you are a lawman. The first thing that a lawman, a lawyer, or a law student should imbibe is that what I learned from my constitution will be my constitution. My constitution means my constitutional way of life. Let's have a constitutional way of life of no discrimination on the basis of language, gender, caste, color, creed, place of birth, physical appearances, wealth, health, nothing, no. Everybody is a human being. So let's have that treatment of equality and equal dignity. The moment you concede that she has the same dignity as I have, then you will not harass her. You will not look upon her as an object of consumption. You will not treat her as a trading commodity. This is the whole difference. So my dear students, develop this fundamental duty of imbibing a spirit of fraternity. And that is one of the fundamental duties at 51AE, to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood amongst all people of India and transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities, and to renounce practices which are derogatory to women. And second thing, let's all strive to, there's another fundamental, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, not simply mediocrity. Lawyer is never a mediocrity. A lawyer is a person who strives his best, not somehow manage. He never manages. He shall never manage. A law student or lawyer, a lawman, will always strive for excellence in all the spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Many a time people ask me Oh, if you think that, you believe in all these noble principles and are you going to change the whole world? Do you think that you will be able to change the whole world? Are you going to change India? Are you going to change your state? Are you going to change? I said, yes, I can, I must, and I will. How do you do it? Yes, even if I don't change the whole world, I can change the world of a person whom I meet. I can change the world of people whom I work with. I can change the lives of people who are my co-workers. I can change the world of the people around me. Yes, I can be a change maker. And a lawman is called to be a change maker because law always keeps changing the society, and because the wrong things in society are changed sometimes by law, and the society is taken to the right direction, and correct perspectives are always given by law. So believe in this in this great role that you can play as a lawyer or as a law student, that you will have a different sense of equality, a different sense of dignity, a different sense of fraternity, and that without that, there's no point in becoming a lawyer, becoming a lawman. The moment you become a lawman, you should have never ever these sort of discriminating factors of caste, color, creeds, gender, language, region, nothing. Everybody is an Indian. And all Indians are my brothers and sisters. Believe in that. Not only believe in that, show that in your life. Exhibit it in your life. Demonstrate these qualities in your life. Demonstrate and develop such communities around you. You can change the world, at least in the ward, in the village, in your workplace, at least in your home. You can change the lives, change the world of your father, mother, sisters and brothers, and your relatives and your neighborhood. Yes, you are going to be a change maker. The whole purpose of NEETI Forum is, to take law beyond the textbook, to take law beyond the textbook, beyond the classroom, to take law beyond your textbook and beyond your classroom. That makes the whole difference, because in your classroom you study law and muck up all this knowledge on IPC, CPC, Constitution, and then write on the examination, take your examination, secure marks and finish it. No, that is not law. The whole purpose of law is to imbibe this concept of justice, NEETI. NEETI. And how are you going to do it? Let me tell you practically. I'm not going to give you a lecture on the jurisprudence. I told Pranav that I don't believe in this because I speak, no doubt about it. I have spoken to you also. He asked me to give a lecture on a subject. I said, I am fed up. I know people never listen to this. They only want an article and they make it, thereafter they publish it on a book. But if you really want to individually, personally get a touch of somebody speaking to you, you should have a time of somebody speaking to you from the heart, straight from the heart. That is why NEETI Forum, I think you are also taken the motto, experience teaches you. It's the experience of people. How do you get this benefit of experience? So don't ask people to speak to you for about 45 minutes or 50 minutes. Please ask them to permit you to interact with that person for about half an hour. Interact. Please ask him questions, extemporary questions or prepared questions. Or even I can tell you another thing. When you ask for a person, when you invite a person to speak to you on a subject, you can prepare questions on the subject and give to him in advance, so that, on those questions, this person, from his experience, from his exposure, and from his knowledge, he will speak. That's the way. Otherwise, this is all cut and paste. I tell you, my dear faculty members and students, it's all cut and paste. I have no problem to make a judgment of 1,000 pages. In my whole life, I have never written a judgment, I think, beyond 100 pages or so. It's not a difficult thing. To write a short judgment is the most difficult thing for a judge. So also to make a short speech is the most difficult thing for a speaker. I believe in short speeches, not voluminous and time-consuming, boring speeches. It becomes boring because, you quote and keep on quoting and telling so many, what you call, international aspects, not simple, see, you should have something to take home. Today, when you go home, you should have feeling that, yes, I am going to be a change maker in my home. How? Because I am going to lead a life of law. How? I am going to lead a life of law by making law my law of life. How? Because I'm not going to treat anybody differently because he is an upper caste or lower caste, because he or she, because it's a transgender, because somebody is poor, somebody is rich, somebody is this language, that language. No, somebody from this part of the country, even in your Karnataka, it makes a lot of difference from the areas where you come from, Karnataka. You have Kannada Gita. This is all Natya, yes. So though it says so, so look at the discriminations. Look at my state where I come from, Sam is there. The life of his place, Malabar, is different from the central triangle where I am. The south, it is different. There's a lot of differences. But these differences are all right, because India is India only because of this beautiful diversities, this plurality, culture of plurality, with all these, 848 languages, 22 scheduled languages, 28 states, 29 Kashmir is 28 states. And the lifestyle, civilizations, the religions. With all that, you will not find a country like India anywhere in the world, where with all these diversities, yet India is India because we have this constitution, which webs us all together as one. That's the beauty of India. All languages, all religions, all philosophies, all civilizations, all cultures. Yes, yet it is India, because we are able to treat everybody as Indian. So, my dear students, as I told you, I will be ending up now, saying that, please ask people about their experiences in life of interaction with law, as to how they tackled a situation leading to their important judgments, important interactions in society. How did they become public men in society? What prompted them and what helped them to be so socially committed? What helped them to be so visible in society despite their retirement? What actually taking them forward to give their life for the society? And so many aspects we can learn. You youngsters know better than me. And I always say I'm also next. I don't believe that I'm old, merely because I'm retired. Yes, I keep my spirits young in the sense, I move with people. I try to motivate people, not by speeches, but doing little things that we can touch the lives of people. We can change the lives of people. We can change the whole world of concept of a world of people by touching them, by changing them, by motivating them, by inspiring them, and by challenging them. So please challenge your faculty. Please challenge your fellow men. Please challenge your neighbors. Please challenge your co-workers by leading a life of law, a disciplined life. Disciplined life will always have an important factor called honesty. Second important factor of truthfulness. Third important aspect called everything put together called integrity. And never ever say falsehood, never ever break law, always keep law and take pride in keeping law. Then you will be in a position to say what Mahatma Gandhi said, my life is my message. The day you are able to say to the whole world that my life is my message, I will say you have become a person of justice. You have become a just man. Not because of the title that somebody gets justice, but the moment somebody is able to be just a man in his outlook, in his attitudes, in his approaches, and in his activities in life, then you become just man. So be a just man. Man includes woman, General Clauses Act, yes. and be always just to others, and believe in this concept of not simply live and let live, but live and help others to live a life of love. All the best. God bless. And with these few words, I formally inaugurate your NEETI Forum of the JSSLC Law College Autonomous. God bless. Jai Hind.
Wait. Sir. 1 minute, sir. Sir, before we are moving to formal vote of thanks, sir, your talk is really inspiring and thought-provoking. And besides, on behalf of our JSS Law College management, staff and students, I express our gratitude and sincere thanks to Honorable Mr. Justice Kurian Joseph sir for enlightening us. And I request your Lordship please to come and address our students and faculties on some specific issues. So we are really happy and delighted by your speech. And thanks for accept our invitations and inaugurated this forum. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your thought-provoking address. Thank you. So,
I thank His Lordship for the valuable words as well as Principal Nataraju sir. I would like to call Ambika to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening. I am Ambika Devi, one of the core committee member. Take the privilege to deliver the word of thanks on behalf of the NEETI Forum JSS Law College on this significant day. My sincere thanks to our chief guest, Honorable Justice Kurian Joseph, who spared the time from his busy schedule for gracing this occasion. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend my thanks to Professor K.S. Suresh, sir, the Chief Executive and backbone of this college. I would also thank Dr. Nataraju, sir, Principal of JSS Law College, and my heartfelt thanks to Professor Pranav Nair for all the support and guidance in conducting this program and extending this opportunity for all of us. I also thank Sneha Jagdish ma'am and Madhukumar sir and all the members of this committee for their heavy cooperation in organization of this program. Finally, a big thanks to all of you, the audience, who has participated so enthusiastically. Thank you all for joining us. It was a great pleasure. Thank you.
Taking your leave for this evening, I thank everyone for being a part of this function and making it a grand success.
thank you. Thank you.
And I asked, does anyone would like to ask me any question? I can spare another 10 minutes.
Yeah. Any students willing to ask questions? His Lordship is ready.
Just an informal session.
No,
Yeah.
since it is
I told you.
No question and answer.
He's our Nagendra Murthy sir. I think he's our senior faculty. Yes. Any questions from our students? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sir, 1 minute. We'll wait. Yes, our Pranav is asking one.
Honorable Lordship, what else can we inculcate in our curriculum of the NEETI Forum?
Yeah, as I told you, get what they call people who have challenged the world by their life, and let them be and not only simple inspiration. You can get the knowledgeable people anywhere in the world. There's no problem. The best knowledgeable person is Google. You can search anything in Google and get it. But it is the person who has applied knowledge that in life, he is the person whom I say a person of wisdom. And all knowledgeable persons are not wise men. Wise men are people who have applied knowledge in their life. So please invite such people to your NEETI Forum and help them to have a free interaction with the students and prepare please ask every student, not simply passive listeners. Ask them to prepare on the topic which you are going to allot to that speaker. And please ask questions, or please ask the speaker to speak on those subjects. Your faculty people can help them. Let them prepare the questions, and you can vet those questions and give to the speaker so that the speaker will speak. And also to have some time to have free interaction. That alone will stay back. All these things will go. I don't know whether you have in Mysore something called put is something which we make in Kerala. Once that put is steamed and pushed out of that barrel, what remains in that barrel is only small particles. So only these small particles will stay back. All others will go. So that way, bring people who have challenged the world by their life. Not only lawmen, they are excellent environmentalists, excellent people who are non-controversial. They are excellent people who have made big contributions in art, literature, culture. They are also just men. They can also tell you what prompted them to spare their whole life for the humanity. So that spirit of humanism is something very important which you should help through this NEETI forum. I always have this dream. Any knowledge, the whole purpose of knowledge is to make a person a better person and a more responsible citizen. So unless I'm made a better person by listening to a lecture, and unless I become a more responsible citizen after studying law, what's the purpose in listening to a lecture or studying law? So everything should have a purpose. That purpose, whole purpose put together in this NEETI forum, I tell you, to make a person a better person and a citizen a more responsible citizen, right? So bring on such people also, not simply these jurists.
At the same time, we request you to address on some specific issues in the days to come. Your interest of areas of your interest.
Yeah, even issue oriented also. Take case studies also, okay. Issues also. Okay, sir. Yes, issues of national importance.
Thank you so much.
Just a small question.
Yes.
Yes, Jalak.
Your Lordship, how did you tackle your most difficult judgment? What was, according to you, your most difficult judgment?
See, for a judge, I tell you from my experience. For me, a judgment which gave an increment, which gave a simple increment to a person, to an ordinary ordinary government employee or a class 4 employee, you call it a class 4 employee, or a judgment where a person was awarded a little higher compensation land value, or a judgment where a person got a little higher compensation in the motor accident claims tribunal, a judgment where somebody got a water connection, a judgment where a person got an electricity connection, a judgment where he got a promotion which was stuck or stagnated. All these have been my most difficult judgments, which I enjoyed. Not NJSC, not triple talak, not all those big. Yes, those things are important, no doubt about it. But I, left to me personally, enjoyed a judgment which could change the life of a person who have come with the cry for justice. If I've been able to wipe away the tears of a victim of injustice through my judgment, it is that judgment that has been most difficult for me, and on which I was so happy. My call, I have satisfied. This has been my always the sense of satisfaction.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Your Lordship, I wanted to ask you a question. As you're mostly into arbitration, how is it like to deal with situations through the process of mediation and arbitration instead of other means like the most means like capital punishment or like stuff like that?
No, Nikita, this arbitration mediation has nothing to do with the capital punishment. Capital punishment is a punishment awarded to a person who has committed murder, and which is the rarest of rare case, and where all other options are unquestionably foreclosed, and that whether there is no other punishment than the capital punishment. These are the three approaches one should take in awarding a capital punishment. Arbitration and mediations are wholly different. For me, I am a very passionate mediator and arbitrator. I was after retirement in 18 November I do my arbitrations and mediations, corporate, domestic, all aspects. I give my opinions also. But the whole purpose of arbitration is, to spare the courts and, decide outside court your disputes pertaining to the contracts that you are entered into, where you both parties have agreed that instead of going to court and spending time and money, let's have an independent, knowledgeable person or persons. There may be a sole arbitrator or a panel of 3 arbitrators, and ask them to decide. And then it becomes an award. That's an arbitration award. Sometimes people, mostly people, the one who has suffered the award will always challenge it under Section 34, and it goes like that. Whereas mediation is a case where instead of spending time and money in court in respect of a matter pending in court, why not we try to have a win-win situation? Otherwise, in every judgment, somebody wins, somebody loses. Instead of winning and losing, and the losing party always entertaining an indigestion or a what they call a mistrust or vengeance. Yes, there are several things whereby a person who has been defeated in court, they will not take it lightly. Instead of that, why not make an attempt to have a situation whereby both sides, the plaintiff and defendant, the petitioner and respondent, they all have a feeling that we have settled our disputes amicably, and we have purchased peace among us, and there is no more litigation in the coming generations. Also, we have solved the issue. A judgment may not always solve the issue. A judgment may solve a question of law. But as far as a question of fact is concerned, you cannot solve your problems in life by answering questions of law. Life is not all about law. Yes, law needs to govern your life, and buying peace through mediation is also a law. So therefore, always try to see whether there is a possibility of a mediation and a settlement.
Your Lordship, I have a question if you don't mind.
Yes, Navya.
So,
Your Lordship,
yeah. So, Your Lordship, many of us in this college are from small towns, from humble backgrounds. How do people like us make it big in the field of law?
Yeah, you are speaking to a person who has come from the humblest of backgrounds. I can challenge. My father was a clerk, a class 3 person in the High Court, where I became a judge. I'm a first generation lawyer. I studied English in my regional language, Malayalam. I did not study in the English medium school. I come from a village background. I come from a family of 7 children studying out of the salary of a poor person. So these are sufficient for you to understand that this is ordinary. But, lead a disciplined life, aim high, do your best. I am a firm believer in God, so I will always say, do your best and leave the rest to God. But if you leave the rest to God, you must have done the best. And without doing the best, there's no point in making offerings to God of this pilgrimage, that pilgrimage, this offering, that offering, this puja, that puja. No, you can't. That is a hypocritic way of leading a spiritual life. Spirituality is different from religiosity, according to me. So if you're a truly spiritual person, do your best and then help God to bless on what you have done, and you will definitely succeed in life. So, my dear Prerna, you can and you must and you will, provided you do your best and count on the blessings from God and blessings of your gurus. I always had the blessings in abundance from my gurus. I was a mischievous person also, in the sense, I had student politics. I could not attend the classes, sometimes also on account of my student politics. I was the University Union General Secretary of the Kerala University Union in 78. But still, all my gurus loved me. They were so warm and affectionate. I learned more from their blessings. I had more their blessings than their knowledge, I always say. That is from my experience from my class 2. I think I didn't have a class 1. I think I went straight to class 2. From there on, I had the blessings of all my gurus. And of course, I've done my best. I always have a feeling that I've done my best. And if you do that and then seek the blessings of God and being an honest, truthful, genuine person, God will take you the heights that you want to be.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Your Lordship.
Yes, Mr. Harish.
Your Lordship.
Yeah, thank you, Your Lordship, for inspiring words. I am Harish, advocate from Bangalore. I have no questions to the Lordship. I just have a suggestion to this NEETI forum. At the outset, I congratulate the JSS management, the principal, the faculty and administration staff, and the students of JSS Law College. My humble suggestion is, in a NEETI forum, I think it would be appropriate if the students are being given an opportunity to take up and discuss bills which are pending before the Parliament, to understand the legislative intent, how a legislation is made. And students are not aware of the drafts being published and objections being called for by the parliamentary committee or by the government. So I think that would help students to understand the statement of objects and reasons when the legislation is being made and draft is put out to the public for their comments and suggestions and objections. Thank you.
Yeah, I can take one more question.
Your Lordship, I have a question.
Yes, Vidula.
Your Lordship, I wanted to know if you came across a situation where your conscience was telling you something else and the law told something else, and how did you tackle the situation where your conscience was in conflict with law? Thank you.
Yeah, good question. Let me ask you, what is the meaning of conscience? What is conscience?
Conscience is what my heart is telling me, and there is a sense of what is right and what is wrong.
Wonderful. What is right and what is wrong? So how do you, it all makes a difference on how do you form your conscience. Suppose you are driving a scooter on a traffic signal. You just don't bother the traffic rule and you just cross this traffic junction. And the policeman thereafter stops you and asks you, what have you done? Vidula will say, no, I did what my conscience told me. Yes, my conscience told me to ride fast. I did that. The policeman will ask you, what is this meaning of conscience? Because conscience is something formed by the knowledge, by the culture, by your gurus, by your parents, by your elders. So all these put together, you have a conscience of what is, which tells you what is right and what is wrong. It's not your, the one word that you'll be learning always in law is arbitrary. It's not what you choose to be right and wrong, but what the society will tell you what is, or what the law will tell you, what the state will tell you, what your elders tell you, what your parents tell you, what is right and wrong. So your conscience is something formed by, right from the childhood, by don't eat this, don't do that, don't touch the fire, etc. This is, so you know, there's a formation, not the intellect, but when you do something wrong also, no, don't, please respect elders, stand up, why don't you greet elders? So many things. So this is something formed. A sense of right and wrong is formed from your very childhood. And when you become lawman, your conscience is formed by the constitution. That's why I always took a very exception to some judges saying that, I done my, I have done what my conscience told me. There is nothing called a personal conscience to a judge. The conscience of a judge is the constitutional conscience. If you are not respecting the constitution, if you are not discharging your duty according to the constitution, and if you are not doing justice, there's no point in saying that I've done according to my conscience. There's nothing called a personal conscience. It's a conscience of a constitutional conscience that a judge always endorses. He has to endorse, and he has to respect, he has to protect, he has to demonstrate that, I have a conscience that is formed by the constitution. So that is what is called the constitution. So when, at the moment we grow up in knowledge, experience, and exposure, your conscience gets formed, gets refined, gets fine-tuned. On that fine tuning, you'll get to know whether what you do or what you speak or what you think or what you intervene is right or wrong. Is that how that you're guided? Right? I think it's 5 o'clock now. Yeah, I think that's very good.
So thank you, sir. Once again,
This is how you should prepare your. I just gave you an example, a sample, not example, a sample as to how you should conduct your NEETI forum. Just don't come to before a Zoom, listen and go. No, this is not to mark your attendance. You may get an attendance, you may become in the good books of your children, your teachers, but become be an honest person. Be in the good books of God. You will not be able to cheat God. Be in the good books of God, being a genuine person, right? Never ever be hypocrite. Never ever be timid also. A lawman shall never be hypocrite. A lawman shall never be a timid person also. All the best then. God bless.
thank you so much. Dhanyawad.